Welcome back to Abernathy Farm. We must finish building the settlement, but first I would like to explain what exactly was my plan with the slave auctions and the customers. Starting from the entrance, the customers would need to go forward, not left. After passing the workshop area, they need to turn left and go towards the entrance of the auction room. Once they are done with the auction, they come out and stay here. This will be the waiting area filled with tables and chairs, and they will be able to have a few drinks if they want to. The slave will be brought out and they will get called to pick them up. On their way out, they will be able to buy stuff from the traders. Don't ask me how I came up with this idea because I'm getting tired of stabbing my sister. So the first thing I built was the waiting area. Building this place was very straightforward. I wanted to have a few nicely placed tables with chairs, some rugs obviously, and pictures on the wall. I thought that adding some institute trees would please the customers, and while I was at it, I put evergreen trees as well. It just cheers up the entire place. I found a hedge in my inventory as well, and I fucking love hedges, so I placed two along with a rock on both sides. I'm not allowed to say why. As I was cycling through the items, I found a nice clock and placed it instead of the evergreen tree. The other tree now seemed out of place, so I replaced it with a flagpole of freedom. I got rid of the tree in the middle and the glorious waiting area was done. Next step was creating the area where the slave would get processed for delivery. I used fences to create a path and a little booth with some radios so other slave owners can get informed about a particular slave purchase. The way this works is that the person processing the slave will use this microphone to inform the customer through this speaker, and they will come pick them up. I quickly decided to add items to the Watchtowers now. I placed a bunch of crafting stations next to the stairs and guard rugs on top, along with some shelves with ammo boxes. I didn't spend a lot of time on the Watchtowers because the military aspect of this settlement is as important as socks during summer, so I went ahead and added the trading stands. This is ideal because the customer will be leaving with their new slave, so they will be able to buy various things, either for themselves or the slave. Magnificent design, if I may say so. I went towards the building and stopped at the farming zone. It was time to add some potatoes. It was very nice that the ground was already set up for farming, so placing the plants was very simple. Since I previously created another little farming area to the right, I put plants there as well. Razor grain and melon, to be precise. I'm not sure how do you guys feel about wire fences, but I truly hate them, and I hated the fact that I wanted to change this side of the fence. If I was an attention-whoring Facebook slut, I would blame my OCD for this, but I simply wanted a nice path so my customers don't get put off by the ugly design. It took a while, but I managed to make the fence look as nice as humanly possible and continued towards the big room behind the settlement house. I wasn't sure what to do here, but then I realized that I have never built a proper kitchen before. I went with the shitty yellow items and added the cabinets. I don't understand why, but the stove doesn't have the black platform like the cabinet, so when you place it, it doesn't go in line with the cabinet surface. Really, who the fuck does that? Luckily, rugs. I didn't want to add regular tables and chairs for the kitchen, so I placed a few of these benches. It was easy to do and it will do the job, so who cares? Since most settlers will be eating food here, I figured it would be good to add a nice butt sticks area to the right. The pool table is necessary to maintain the density of the butt sticking. I realized that after eating and shoving sticks up their butts, they will eventually need to visit the bathroom. This area next to the support block seemed like a good spot. Adding walls wasn't difficult, I just needed to remove the concrete and manually place the final wall. It refused to snap. I positioned myself like someone who is trying to fillet themselves and put the wall very close to the edge. This is actually a very cool trick in the game. If your camera can't see the edge, you'll be able to place your item in a spot you otherwise couldn't. I made this little room a special, high-quality shitter with a glorious picture of Jack Cabot, while the rest of the area has shitty toilets on dirt. Hopefully my settlers won't get ass cancer from them. I went ahead and designed the building apartments. They will all look like this: a bed and a cabinet in one corner, a table with chairs and a little cooking station in the second corner, and a toilet with a sink and shower in the third one. The position of the toilet is opposite on every new floor because of the stairs. The last two floors are institute apartments as well as the roof. I got a comment saying that I should reserve a few floors for the institute people and their slaves, so I did exactly that. I replaced the balcony with an institute door and placed a glass fence on it. This way I got a very nice and sleek window. The only thing I really wanted to focus on was the bathroom. Mods add quite a few new items that can make the bathroom look very awesome and ass cancer free. This sink is a good example. Look at the size of this thing. I put a glowy shower on the other side and put a door to divide it from the rest of the apartment. It doesn't snap, but it can nicely fit between the walls. I changed my mind when it came to the window. I felt like having an open window in the bathroom isn't a very nice feeling, especially if you come out of your shower and a slight breeze freezes your balls. So I placed this very cool looking wall that serves as a much better window. I added toilet paper, soap and towels. This made the bathroom look very real and awesome. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of small rugs available, so I had to place this black one that doesn't really fit well, but still, rugs. In another corner I put a scanner and a microscope. This section is used to test for ass cancer in slaves. In case slaves do have ass cancer, they are sent to the roof. Here they will be processed through the console and then seated on this toilet. These two cannons will be pointed at them and they will have exactly 39 seconds to produce shit. If they do not shit, they will get shot with both cannons. This event is witnessed by multiple people sitting on this couch and it is recorded with 3 different cameras. The microfiche reader can play the recording at any given time. Before they are sent to the cannon shitter, they need to hump this stump. This stump has healing properties, and if the humping doesn't cure them, their fate becomes very questionable. You're probably wondering why would they spare the ass-cancered slaves if they shit in the toilet? Because they're sick bastards, that's why. Adding power was the final step. I placed a few industrial generators in the back side of the building and connected conduits along the building wall. I did this on 2 sides opposite of the side that has the stairs. This way I can ensure that all apartments have lights in the important areas. Having so many concrete blocks everywhere made my life much easier because I was able to connect the wires everywhere without worrying too much about clipping. And there you have it, the Abernathy slave farm has been made livable. I should probably work a bit more on the lighting, but this is pretty good for now. Once you enter the settlement, a Brahmin will apparently greet you with his shitty tail because I forgot to put the feeder in his little fenced area. The house that you can't remove doesn't have anything because I refuse to accept it as a part of my settlement, and since I can't remove it and I can't cover it with concrete, I can just ignore it. Once we're on the roof, this nicely lit up hallway has stairs that lead towards a darker area that has a public kitchen. The area on the right is the nice buttsticks area. After moving again to the right, we enter the public bathroom with ass-cancered toilets and one nice toilet in the little room to the right. Going up the stairs we reach the apartments. The shitty apartments have beds, tables with chairs and cooking pots, and pretty terrible toilets and showers. A quick warp through the world takes us to the wonderful Institute apartment. Food area with a nice table and chairs, the far corner has a scanner and a microscope, while the near corner has a TV and a couch. The toilet is beautifully designed with a nice stylish window overlooking a large part of the Commonwealth. In case the slaves are suffering from ass cancer, they likely die on this roof. There are no lights, but the roof is nicely lit up somehow, which makes things pretty cool. I'm also aware that my cameras might be positioned incorrectly, but they don't actually work, so it doesn't matter much. I haven't created the other apartments yet, but since they will all be the same, it doesn't matter too much for this showcase. The farming area is dark, but this entire section of the settlement will probably not be used much during the night, as the customers will mostly do their business during the day. Either way, I wanted to make sure to have nice lighting inside the slave auction room, because you never know will they need to organize an auction during the evenings or maybe when there's a lot of clouds. Going down to the basement, we have 2 lights helping us see the rug lab and the temple, while the slave prison has a light that isn't working, and the only light that is reaching them is near the feeding tub. When exiting the auction room, the slave is then processed by the seller and the customer is contacted through the microphone while they're waiting and having a few drinks in this waiting area. The watchtowers have a lot of crafting stations and shelves, while the top floor can be used to view outside activities and potential threats. I hope you like what I have done with the Abernathy Farm. It needs a bit more work, but this is pretty much what it should look like completed. Thanks for watching and make sure to always wash your ass. I have been Petard, your glorious lord, and may the blessings of Petardia eternally touch your butt. Odlično, odlično.